So there's me. Okay, they can hear me. Now let me see if they can hear.
Okay, you don't want to hear me?
All right. I think we got it.
Okay,
Ladies and
very awesome.
gentlemen, tell us if you hear both of us. And tell me if one of us needs to go up or down in volume,
My
whatever.
name is Keith Ickes.
Yeah, welcome back. Mark D'Antonio. Welcome back to B&K Stream. What's up, buddy?
Hey, not much. I mean, well, not much. What am I talking about? Oh my gosh, the world's opening up. It's pretty cool. You know, I got a lot going on at this end, of course, but I was seeing some questions in chat that I was answering about the tidal locking. It's actually a fascinating question. You know, we know about the moon being tidally locked to the Earth. I know I'm jumping right into this, but I just want to,
Yeah, for
kind
Jesus
of.
Christ.
I know.
Hit him right off the bat, why don't you?
Oh no, because they were. You know, I thought.
No, go ahead. No, I insist.
No, there's no, and after you, indubitably. But it's not okay. The sun has Mercury in a resonance with it, so it's called a 3-2 resonance. But I can define that in a bit. And of course, the Earth and the Moon, we know that. But Mars also has Phobos and Deimos. Its two moons are also tightly locked to Mars. And Jupiter, the Galilean moons, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto, in order closest to farthest, are also tidally locked to Jupiter, as is Adrastea, which is a tiny little moon, Amalthea, and Thebe. And those are the only ones that are tidally locked to Jupiter. Now, Saturn, on the other hand, has a ton of them that are tidally locked. Pan, okay, Atlas, Prometheus, Pandora, Epimetheus, Janus, Mimas, okay.
Okay, now you're just showing off.
No, Enceladus is also tidally locked as well. And then we have Telesto, Tethys, Calypso, Dione, Rhea, Titan, and Iapetus. And so, but those are all moons that are close enough to the planet so that they find over time that their oblong nature promotes this one side to the moon, one side to the planet phenomena that occurs in the solar system. The moon is tidally locked, to our planet because of a couple things, okay? Namely, when you have slightly elongated moon, slightly ellipsoid, spheroid, and you have the tidal bulges on the Earth, making the Earth a ellipsoid, a spheroid, plus the gravitational influence of the sun, then the moon itself having the slightest non-central gravitational center meant that over time it was also going to be tidally locked to us. And that actually happened because in the early formation of the Earth-Moon system, the Earth was radiant and red hot, okay, and molten in many places. So it was really throwing off a lot of infrared energy. And every time the moon would be impacted, the young moon, molten material would be flung up around the moon, and it would encounter this infrared radiation that would tend to push it away from the Earth. And that means to the other side of the lunar surface. So that made the moon kind of top heavy in one direction, right? Because the material went around the backside and landed on the backside. Now, originally the moon probably was spinning, but long term, that oblate spheroid shape tended to slow it down and it started to lock to the Earth. And guess what? The Earth is in the process of locking to the moon as well. So someday in the distant future, we can actually say that Earth and the moon will be tidally locked to each other.
You heard it here first, folks.
That's right. And just like the Pluto Charon system that Peter was talking about in the chat earlier.
Mark, you've been dying to teach stuff, haven't you?
No,
way too long for your stream.
I don't like it. You know that.
You've been dying to do it. You see what you all did? Ask the man questions in chat, and he just comes in and just goes from 0 to 100.
Well, no,
slapping you with information.
These are good questions,
Oh, I'm not saying they're not, but man, man, you what do you have? You have some soda or something? Coffee?
Oh no, I have water right here.
All right.
I'll tell you this too. Okay. The other thing is, and it's not just Saturn either. Uranus has Miranda, Ariel, Umbriel, Titania, and Oberon that are tidally locked. But again, Uranus is a large gas giant. So is Saturn and Jupiter, of course.
Sure
and
is.
Neptune has Proteus and Triton. And then Pluto, Charon. And And the thing is, the interesting thing is that Charon gets something additional from Pluto. It's not just that they're tidally locked; they are tidally locked to each other. So that means that from one hemisphere of Pluto, Charon's always in the same place in your sky. Okay, but what happens too is Pluto has a lot of contaminants on its surface, giving it that brown color in places. Different kinds of ices.
Once
Okay.
again, with the brown surface, we're talking about Pluto, not your.
Yes, that's right.
Making sure everybody's clear on that.
Yes, and they're clear, right?
Yes.
But the thing that's interesting is that, and this goes to Peter's question as well. They're asking, if you look at the area that's opposite Pluto from Charon, that is to say, the tidally locked surface of the planet that's facing Pluto, you'll see that it is covered with brown contaminants, like on the surface of Pluto in some places. And that's because the cryovolcanic activity on Pluto has expelled this stuff high enough into the exosphere around Pluto that it would make it to that magic balance point of gravity between Pluto and Charon, and then it would tend to then fall onto Charon in the same place. So over time, over millions of years, billions of years, Charon has accumulated this brown splotch on its side that's facing Pluto, right? And that's something that they share. So that's kind of interesting. So material gets on Charon from Pluto.
Okay.
So Pluto poops on Charon, basically.
Buddy, I hope you're taking notes. There'll be a test at the end.
No, not at all.
And anyway, what have you been up to, man? What's the deal with Sky Tour West?
Oh,
what are you
streamed,
doing?
Actually. We've already streamed. We did one stream, but now
I know, and you didn't even call me, jerk.
I'm sorry. Well, I told you I was doing it.
No, you didn't.
Don't tell me that.
No, you told me you were doing it. You didn't tell me a date. Because I was planning on coming there and ruining it. So, but
right.
But it's not. I mean, what you streamed like what once or twice from out there or what?
Yeah, and all he did was I did one stream actually, and the problem is that we had an X 1.5 or 1.6 class flare that struck, and that flare.
Okay, just wait before you go and just explain to people what that is.
Yeah, I will. I'm about to.
Okay.
The sun has these different flares, right? You have A, C class, A class, C class, M class, X class flares. And the highest and the most intense and the most energetic are the X class flares. Many times they're accompanied by CMEs or coronal mass ejections, where a chunk of the sun's material actually flies off as well and heads to the Earth, but it reaches us like 2 days later, typically, or about like 17 hours or so to 20 hours actually. So the X class flare is radiation that gets here in 8 minutes, and we had an X 1.6 on a scale of 1 to 9 or 0 to 9. But because of the amount of material, it was actually rated at about like I think an X 40 flare. And so it was very intense. And what it did was it scrambled the telescope. It scrambled the read-only memory in the telescope.
See, I told you should have covered it in aluminum foil.
Well, what's interesting is I metal-sided the building in hopes that I would actually make a Faraday cage out of it, but
You made a beacon, didn't it?
It wasn't like a beacon, but what I didn't count on was the fact that I had buried the cables for the electrical.
Oh.
And they're 8 inches underground from the building, 150 feet to the main source of power, where the solar panels are that control all the energy to the building.
Gotcha.
And it's those wires that induce the current, and I have a surge protector in there, which dutifully did what it did.
Thank God. Smart thinking.
However, enough residual energy got through so that the telescope's pointing system was scrambled. What that means is I can still use the telescope just fine, but it doesn't know where it's looking in the sky. So it can't say, go to the Trifid Nebula.
Let me ask you this. Where are you now? Are you in Connecticut or Arizona?
I'm in Connecticut right now.
Okay.
I'll be in Arizona again in September, and I will be there again in November. And might be there in August if I can. I've got people that are helping. I've got, of course, Marianne Robb, who you know very well.
Awesome lady.
Yes, that's right. And Tara Diulis,
who was just in here a little bit ago.
Tara was here?
Yep. You stopped in for a little bit earlier.
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, she's the artist that did the door of the observatory. She's a wonderful lady. and a good friend. And so she she's also someone who helps me a lot with the maintenance out there. And so she offers to go out and fix whatever goes wrong. She's only an hour away from it. So I asked, she asked me if she could go fix this problem, and I said, well, you can't align it. That's something I have to do. Teach you how to align it, but
Well, that's why you're going to have classes when people go out there, so people that are out there can go out and do. Well, you'll be living out there, right? Eventually.
Yeah, I will eventually.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
But for anybody that doesn't understand, here's what's the deal with. Mark has Sky Tour live stream, usually broadcast from Connecticut. He had a dome there with a telescope and everything.
Yep.
Very educational, unlike here. You come here, you see the moon, get the F out. Where Mark's channel, you actually learn something. As you can see, when I first put him on, he went on a 5-minute rant. That's what you get over there, especially if you want to learn something. But what happened was, Mark then went and decided to, because I'm guessing you wanted something in clearer skies and more better weather conditions per se, right?
Yes, 300 clear nights a year was a really big draw.
Right. So,
and the high desert and excellent seeing and transparency conditions for astronomers. That's like their magic holy grail.
Right. So what he did is he put a telescope pretty much out in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Had a custom built shed, that has a removable, retractable roof. I shouldn't say remove, but a retractable roof. And everything's pretty much automated. Almost fully automated, right? You can pretty much control it from anywhere.
Yeah, I can control it from an iPhone if I wanted to, and I have actually. But so what? It's called a roll-off roof observatory, and right now there's one telescope in it, but it has room for 3. And so the roof rolls off, and then the telescope will turn on. Yes.
What?
Oh, don't do this to me.
I'm gonna do it.
The roof rolls off. The roof.
Nope.
R-U-F-F. Okay. The top rolls off, and the telescope turns on, and then from that point forward, I do things. Now, Tara has volunteered to go help me do a few things. I actually need to install a second camera in there. I need to observe certain parts of the telescope just for reference, so I know where things are at all times.
Has Paul messaged you?
No.
Oh, because he seems pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I know.
I know he's planning on going out there in the fall, and I know he wants to align it with when you're going out, so he can load everything up and bring it.
Well, I have to make sure. I just got to make sure with the people that own the property, because it is protected property.
No, we're just going to meet you somewhere in Arizona, give it all to you, and tell you to go hook it up.
Well, that's exactly what I'll do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do.
Yeah.
Because that way, that all works. And the other thing too is, for insurance purposes, he wants to itemize exactly what he's going to send or whatever. And then if I install it out there, that's going to be on him to, worry about it, just like this is on me.
He won't.
If everything insured out there.
He won't.
And the GoFundMe, has promised and has taken care of lots of things. There's still some money left in the GoFundMe, which I use for maintenance.
He pretty much has 2 of every telescope now, so he's just going to throw one in the truck and bring it.
I know, isn't that crazy?
But the thing that we're really going to have to insure is the camera.
Yeah,
he'll do that. He'll do that on his end by making sure he has 2 or 3 backups before he sends one.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, we'll take care of that. The thing that's important now is I have to get the system that's in there working at peak efficiency. I was really thrown off when the solar flare blew out the alignment. That's going to happen to any telescope that's in there.
What's the timeline looking? Do you start streaming west?
Well, actually, if it was clear tonight, I would have streamed.
Okay.
And we're ready to stream. We've been streaming. I streamed once, I should say. But the thing that's problematic is that I'm finding that there are little things that I didn't think of, like a second camera, so I can look at some of the settings on the telescope and specifically know what's going on. Here, I've memorized the menus in the telescope, so I just hit numbers and I go right to where I have to go. However, the software for that telescope is different. Not it's different by a little bit, you know,
course.
like, and so like when I go to like the fifth element of the third menu, it's not the park position, for instance, where I want to go. It's the automation thing, which is what the heck is that?
So
You
it's
know,
more of
why?
a relearning for you.
Well, yeah, I mean the menu, but I'm
Right.
actually gonna have a visual, so I'm gonna be able to see all this stuff live, not have to worry about actually memorizing a darn thing anymore. And nice thing, but let me tell you though this. Um, when I did a 20-second shot of the southern Milky Way, I drove the telescope up to where I thought the Milky Way was, and I was with Daryl Mason, and we hunted around, and we found it. We found the beautiful area. I did a 20-second shot. I honestly thought I was looking at a cloud that had gotten away.
Oh
It
yeah.
wasn't a cloud. It was all stars.
Hmm.
And the darkness that I saw was the dark nebula, the dark lanes in our galaxy. And they were just stunning. I could not believe I'd never seen those before. In a 20-second photograph. And we have a dedicated astronomy camera now. We have a dedicated system. The telescope is 25 times faster than it was when we used it at SkyTour East to do testing. It's 25 times faster. And the field is now 2 degrees by 1.5 degrees in size. Okay. Now the moon's half a degree, right? So we're talking about 2.5 moons in size here. You know, actually, no, 5 moons across the 5 full moons across the width and 2 full moons across the top, basically.
Tell you what I want to do in a couple minutes. Say hi to everybody in the chat because we have tons of regulars coming back in that we haven't seen in a long time. The last stream we did, I think, was May 16th or 26th. I can't remember, and that was a short night. So we got a lot of people rolling in that we haven't seen in a while, Mark.
Fantastic.
Right. Sorry, we've been slacking this year, but as you can see, work is being done.
Yeah, today.
That's not an excuse for us, but
Well, I was surprised when you said, "Hey, you want to come into the stream?"
yeah.
Like, who's streaming? It's
Yeah,
you,
it's us.
dude. All right, it's
We
great.
have Roni, of course, popping in, and Genghis, and Montana Horseman always seems to pop in as well, and I guess CND Boy. I guess is it Canada Boy or CND Boy? We're just gonna say CND Boy, and of course Justin T, main man. Go back up in the chat here. Wendy was here. Is Esoteric Gold running the conspiracy gauntlet down through the chat. And Mark Bradley was here, but they got deleted. And Arthur, and I'm probably missing a whole.
Brian Stoner.
If you haven't said anything in the chat lately, you're probably not going to come on. Yeah. So.
Well, welcome, guys. It's great to see you here. If you haven't subscribed to this particular stream, P&K Space Imaging, do it right away, man. Because look at the views of the moon. Oh, Paul and Keith do it the best. There's no doubt.
For your best content 4 times a year.
Ease up on yourself.
Yeah, we'll get.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, summertime has always been a lag time, but because the sun goes down so late. Wintertime is when we really kick off.
Well, you can always do daytime moon. You know, like
daytime moon,
6 o'clock.
We do solar stream.
Yeah.
I look at the sun, which I haven't looked at lately. Is it a little more active now?
Yeah, actually it is. And that's that X-class flare was due to a sunspot group that's going to be coming around again. If it hasn't already, it's going to be coming around soon.
Oh, nice.
Well, don't say that because it could be another, killer sets of flares.
Right.
And they really can't hurt us, at this point. I mean, our atmosphere.
You'll say that, and then like everything will get washed tomorrow.
No. It can hurt you if you're on Mars.
Well, we did have an East Coast internet outage.
Yeah, that wasn't because of the sun, though.
Well, I'm just saying.
Stupid.
Yeah. From a provider. But hey, let's talk about Pine Bush.
Yeah.
We're going to Pine Bush. Yes, me and the wife will be there.
Hey. Paul gonna be there?
I'm not sure. He usually tries to save his vacation stuff for fall so he can go out wet. Hence bringing that stuff out to you. But you never know.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Pine Bush is great this year. We're gonna have Richard Dolan speaking. I'll be there. Lee Spiegel's gonna be there, and we have one other person I don't know offhand who that's gonna be.
I
Uh,
do, but I don't know if I can
yet.
yet.
Maybe you can.
I don't know. RD?
I said Richard Dolan.
Oh, did you? Okay. Well, then
Yeah.
thanks. You just probably
No.
just ruined everything. Thanks, Mark.
Okay. Click.
No, but yeah, it's a good time. We will. I'm guessing you're staying at Bill's with us.
I probably will. Yes.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
And Marianne Robb is going to be joining the Pine Bush conference this year too.
Oh,
She's gonna,
yes, I can. She's
just
staying at Bill's too.
I don't know. Her brother lives in New Jersey,
Oh,
so she's going to be going to see him, and then she'll be coming up to see the Pine Bush. I don't know what her schedule is though.
so guys, be prepared for some awesome streams. By the way, if you're in New York, and we're near Hudson Valley or or even in Pennsylvania or Connecticut, or it's not that far of a day drive, especially since it's Labor Day weekend. Pine Bush weekend is happening Labor. I believe
right.
Pine Bush itself is on the Saturday of Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, and we're all going to be there. We're going to be doing daytime talks and evening talks. I mean, the daytime talks are going to be one set, and then the nighttime talks will be, for those of us that are doing full-blown presentations.
And Justin, are you coming as well? I thought I heard Bill say something that you were coming to Pine Bush. Be cool. Be nice to meet Justin. I don't think he's ever been up there, so.
No, it's very cool. Yeah, there's a lot of people there. I'd love to have Chris. Chris Elliott Astro Imaging, right? Elliott.
Oh, yeah.
I like
He's
to see him.
hyper.
A little bit.
Every time I go in his stream, I'll tell you, he must like coffee. Because he is going, man.
Well, he reminds me of Tweak from South Park.
Yeah. He's just 7 different directions.
That's okay.
It's funny, though.
Well,
he knows what he's doing.
Some of us do this naturally. Some of us have that natural energy, right?
Justin said he is coming.
Oh, good. All right, Justin.
Nice.
It'll be good to meet you.
Get to hang out with all us weirdos.
Yeah.
And anybody coming to Pine Bush, all of us weirdos will be there hanging out. You can meet everybody. Not that it's a big honor or anything, but want to come hang out with a couple nerds, like telescopes and stuff. Go visit Mark if you want to be at the cool tent. Come visit me and Bill. But usually we're all under the same tent, right?
Oh, that's true. Actually, but what's funny? Yeah, if you want to visit Keith, you can get your picture taken with him, and he'll do his flash dance poses for you.
I will too.
I know you will. That's what's bothering
I just want to
me.
dance.
I just want to dance, man.
Well, are they doing the street fair and everything? I guess.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to get back to normal, kind of.
It's all back to normal now. We're fully open here. I just went out to a restaurant the other night, and I don't even wear a mask anymore. Nobody wears masks anymore. In fact, if you wear a mask now, people look at you and go, "Are you still wearing those?" But because most of Connecticut they had the vaccine or whatever. But so but other than that, Pine Bush would be great. And then 4 days after Pine Bush, I go to Arizona because I'm speaking at the UFO Congress again.
What day are you going down to Pine Bush?
I'm not sure yet because there's a bunch of things that. See, there's a lot to tell you. Let's tell everybody. August 15th is the premiere of our show that we did. It's a 2-hour documentary for Travel Channel, and it's going to be about the UFOs of Hudson Valley. And it's the investigation. It'll be me, Ben Hansen, and Melissa Tidal. And the three of us are the team that goes and investigates all these different sightings in the Hudson Valley. And we traveled all throughout New York State.
Thanks.
And over 13 days, we just were nonstop. Well, it's not up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not up to me.
Told you, I'm an intern. All you gotta tell him.
The intern. You're more like the outturn.
I'll make you see UFO.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
So
never get invited, I tell you.
It's not my fault. Not much.
Mark has all this cool stuff going on. Hey, Keith, why don't you come up and be a part of it? Come up and embarrass me.
I do not ever say.
Exactly. You do not ever say that.
Do not embarrass you. No, you will say embarrassing things at times, but that's okay. That's you.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I don't,
Everybody accepts that.
Even worth it if I don't?
Probably not. I think you are who you are, and don't change.
Dude, I drove through Yonkers, New York with a UFO in the back of my truck, getting all kinds of looks.
I bet you did.
I just put on the sunglasses and stared directly forward.
It wasn't really a UFO, though.
No, but it was a big flying saucer sticking out my truck.
Yes, it
through
was.
Yonkers, of all places.
So folks that don't know, I have a visual effects company, and we do stuff for movies and TV. And one of the things that I managed to get a hold of from a guy that actually drove it all the way out here from Los Angeles was an original model taken from the molds made for the Jupiter 2, Lost in Space, the 1960s series. And it was sitting here. I had it here for many years.
I stole that.
And then Keith came over, and I looked at that, and I looked at Keith, and I thought, you know what? This guy's a really good guy. He got me into streaming. He's done a lot of good things. I'm going to do something nice for him. So I said, here, this is the Jupiter 2 from Lost in Space. It's yours. Okay? But if you sell it, we have to split the profit.
Okay, let's say what really happened. He said, hey, here's this 400-pound hunk of junk that's been sitting under my deck for 10 years. Please get it out of here. You have a big truck. Make it disappear. And so I went for a drive through Yonkers.
Not exactly, because I could have just drove it to the dump if I felt like doing that. Okay?
Right.
But I just thought, if you wanted to take the Jupiter 2, I figured it'd be a better home than living under my deck.
That's true. And it does have a better home now. Now it's in my garage.
It's in the garage. Yeah. Well, you know what, though? Honestly, it's funny because, I'm not a collector of movie stuff, okay? For all the commercials, movies, or whatever I've worked on, I've never kept any of the props that I made, never made copies. I'm not a prop collector. That's a whole cutthroat world of its own, and people make fake ones and all that stuff.
You would have to have a warehouse on doubles of everything you made.
Exactly.
Then again, it would be a good place for me to go steal some more shit.
Yeah, well, you know what I do have that I think you'd like? You remember the idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark? Throw me the idol, I'll throw you the whip. Remember that? I have that idol.
Not no more.
Well, what I have is I have the Industrial Light and Magic version of that idol here, and I made a mold of it.
Yeah, but why?
And they gave the model back. Okay, and then now I make copies of it, and I don't sell them. I just make them for people that might be interested.
Yeah, you're like one of those guys that goes to a movie theater and records the movie with his camcorder, and puts it on a DVD and sells it.
No, not me.
Oh, okay. You're not a bootlegger?
I'm in that business. I can't do that.
Yeah, okay.
But see, the thing is, okay, so the idol is really pretty, and it makes a really nice little conversation piece. And so give them to people as gifts and stuff like that. So I would do an idol for you if you wanted to. If you want an idol, I'd make you a Raiders of the Lost Ark idol.
I don't even want to hear that because I've still been waiting for a 3D moon for what, a year?
You know what, that 3D printed moon I have? No, not a year. It hasn't even existed for a year. That 3D moon.
It is July 2021. You first told me about that right around my birthday, which is 2020.
I haven't molded it yet. It's still here. It's still a master, and it's in the queue. It's on my board here.
Holding you to it, D'Antonio.
It's on my whiteboard. Trouble is, I've had to see. Here's what's happened. FX Models, my company. I used to be a custom model maker as well. I still am. Okay, I do a lot of really cool things. I'm doing one called the NR1, a submarine for actually one of the former commanders of NR1, who's in Connecticut. He's going to come pick it up in the next few days. It's a beautiful model. The models we make are so detailed that some of them are in the National Archives.
I will say, amazingly detailed.
Well, I figured if you're going to do it right. And so if I get access to the boats, these real things, there's no excuse to have a crappy model come out of it. Oh. So I went to San Diego, for instance, and I looked at the DSRV Mystic, which is a submarine rescue vehicle. I photographed it from stem to stern, went inside, outside, took all kinds of pictures, measurements, came back, and I made the quintessential model of the DSRV Mystic. In fact, former commanders of this boat have bought models of this. It's 24 inches long and about 4 inches in diameter, and it's absolutely stunning. The fiberglass panels, they look like fiberglass panels, but it's painted to look that way. So it's a piece of art. It's a artwork, right? Well, NR1, which stands for Naval Reactors 1, is a submarine that was one of the deepest diving submarines. It was used during the Cold War to tap overseas cables and listen to conversations from the Russians, okay, among its many other things, missions. And I know many people that were on NR1, okay, and one time I went down to the submarine base and went on board NR1 as a visitor to check it out and look it over, took pictures when it was at the pier.
Press any buttons?
I did, and I shouldn't have.
Kind of glad you didn't take.
What does this do?
Yeah.
No. And then
I'm one of those people that says do not touch. I touch it.
No.
I just can't help it.
Okay.
I'll like authority? That. No way.
And then you tell me
like Mark, I accidentally shot a missile at Cuba. So sue me.
Oh yeah. That's that Chinese guy, right? So sue me.
Oh, that's just horrible.
Well, maybe.
I like it.
So, anyway, so the NR1 met the commander at that point, and his wife called me probably about a year ago and said, I'm just inquiring, do you still make NR1s? And I said, well, sure. And she goes, okay, well, I'm making it for my husband. And she gave me her husband's name. And I said, I know him. She goes, you too? All right. I go,
wait,
yeah.
How did she get your number? You're out there flirting, aren't you?
No, she's online. She gets online. She sees, you look up NR1, submarine models, and you're going to find our model stands above it.
I'm looking right now. If I don't find it, I have questions.
NR-1. Submarine model.
I believe you.
Well, so anyway, it turns out I said, yeah, he was the commander when I visited the boat at that time. And it was like, wow. So I mean, it has a lot of brass etched detail on it. It has a lot of regular parts. It has about 100 parts. And, I go all out on each model. Each model is like the first one. I want it to be perfect, it's a model that's a National Archive representative model of NR1 because NR1 was decommissioned and destroyed, So my model is the only thing that exists to show people what it was other than photographs. And it's accurate, right down to the rivets, some of the rivets being put in the wrong place on the boat. I have them in the wrong places on the boat as well because I want to reproduce exactly what it was. And by the way, this was before we were doing 3D printing when I made this master. This was all done by hand, and it came out exquisite, and it wasn't just me. I had a few people working with me on this model to get it right. And it's really cool, But see, that's the same thing I used when we did the moon. I wanted to make sure the moon was accurate. So like all the little ray structures you see here in Paul's image, okay, we put that in, we paint that, that becomes a painted, detail on the moon because this is a very accurate 3D print. And it's only 2.5 inches in diameter. The larger format one, oh, we didn't know about that one, huh? The larger format one is going to be even bigger. And it's going to be...
Well, let me throw this out there because you can throw a link, have it. But if anybody wants a 3D printed crater, the craters that you see here, Aristarchus, just hit them up.
Yeah, we have actually every crater on the moon. You can get any one of them. If it's some obscure little crater on the far side of the moon, we can do it. And what we do is we print them on the 3D printer. And I've got a really good relationship with the U.S. Geological Survey, the curators of the data for the moon data. And I can get everything I need to actually print the moon craters. It's really pretty. In fact, some of you got fooled by one of our prints when Keith did the changing of the sun on Tycho through the course of a lunar cycle.
All fell for it. Every last one of you.
Some of them did. And there were some clever ones that said, oh, look, I don't see libration happening. Ooh, well, they caught it, but that's okay. You know,
Yeah,
what's
but you have to
vibration?
admit we did a pretty good. I mean, me and Mark spent a -2-degree Connecticut day.
It was cold.
And yeah, I came there. I had like snot frozen to the side of my face.
Yeah, but
It
it
was
melted
horrible.
when you got inside. That was gross.
Yeah, we got inside and we had like what 4 cameras that we were trying. We had your
Yes.
camera. It was just, it was crazy. And we went and we got fake light and we actually tried our best. I still have that whole HD card full of those. I should post some of them.
Yeah, you should. You should, because they're really cool.
He did
You know?
experiments with his crater, and we actually got it to the point where it looked like legit sunlight.
Yeah, kind of like you see here. You know, it kind of looked like that. It just wasn't showing any of the thermal waves from the Earth.
Yeah.
You know, in the atmosphere.
Peter wants to know: do you print them to scale, or do you exaggerate the?
Both, whatever is requested. I mean, sometimes it's best to do like 1.5 times vertical relief, and the reason is because that way you actually see the craters in some real relief. The weird thing is if you do them at 1 times 1x, you know, like the regular, you know, normal relief, you might be disappointed with what you see. You'll say, "Wow, Copernicus isn't that deep," you know. And yeah, you're right. It's really not as deep relative to the rest of the structure. You know.
I'll tell you what, I have about 5 of those. I have 5 craters. Still don't have a full moon though because I'm slack. But I have like 5 craters. And
everything you got from me is free for you, pal. So,
well, you know what it was when we were up there doing the videos and stuff. You were like, I was like, "Can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this?"
He's like the
And
little
you were
kid.
kept like, "Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I'm
that's
slapping
fine.
his
Yeah,
hand.
I can have
Oh.
another one." And you probably
Oh.
never made another one yet.
No, I have. I replaced
okay.
everything you stole.
So here I am, like running out of the house, like stuff falling out of my hands, like trying to get away before he changes his mind.
Square pockets full of
Yeah, square pockets. Hips all big, like one of them Oompa Loompas, just pointing, sticking out the sides.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Every time I go to Mark's, I get something free,
Yeah,
whether
he's
it
like,
be a
he's like a
UFO
gerbil
or
with
a
his
crater.
cheeks full, you know. He's big square cheeks, you know, from where he stuffed all
See, he
these
still
crates.
doesn't know the first time I was there, I stole his fire extinguisher. I hope he don't miss it. I hope there's not a fire.
You mean the little one?
Yeah, I thought it was a spaceship. I just grabbed it real quick.
You're not a problem. Oh, look at Aristarchus.
I thought it was the USS Suppressor.
It was the USS
I thought
Fire
it was French.
Suppressor.
I thought it was French. I thought it was the Fier Suppressor.
Fiere Suppressore.
Yeah, it had like a big jet engine on the top and everything. Here, it just turns out it was just a thing you point at.
Look at that.
Yeah, but hey, you know,
Canyon.
it was red. It was nice. I liked it.
Yeah, it's a good color.
Yeah. Yep. But I also have, oh my God, I also have the Hubble. Well,
What, you mean the satellite?
yeah, the satellite.
Actually, that's the Google Earth satellite that I gave you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still here.
Yeah. One man is asking about the Kubota still available. I sold the Kubota about 2 years ago. If he's talking about my
Yeah,
Kubota.
he knows because if I would have came up there again, I would have been leaving with a Kubota. I'm very persistent.
Well, I used it to dig the pier for the telescope, and then a trench around the house for some electrical, and that's
I
all I
almost
needed.
got away with some poor kid's telescope.
Oh yes, that's true. The 8-inch that's still in the shed.
Get the hell out of here.
He
All right,
hasn't
that's it. It's mine now. No,
He has-
it's done. It's mine. The kid doesn't
It's-
even care. He done graduated, went and got married, and had kids already by the time you give him that.
He's probably in old age by now.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's mine. I'm taking it. No questions asked. I'll just come up. I'll put it in the truck. I'll leave you alone. All right. Done good? You heard it here first. He said
Oh.
it was okay.
Well, remember, you're going to be coming up here one of the days when you're here for Pine Bush, aren't you?
Am I?
Isn't Bill making a trip here with everybody?
What is he doing? A field trip?
Yeah, you know Bill. He likes
Yeah,
his
but I've
field
been
trip.
there so many times. What am I going to do?
You've been here once, twice,
3
Nope.
times.
3 times?
Yeah, I've been there 4 times. First time we came up. The second time we did the photo shoot with the craters.
Yeah,
The third
yeah.
time was picking up your telescope for
Uh,
Arizona.
And of course you took back the Jupiter 2 the first time you were here.
Yeah.
Or was that the second time?
That was the second time. Because remember, yeah, because the first time we were with Heidi and Eric and
Right.
yeah. See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You-
I know
you
your
couldn't-
house better than you do.
Sometimes that's true. Yeah. Oddly, I found nooks and crannies in this place I haven't seen since I moved in. I
You keep
found
on
stuff here
covering
that
everything with
I couldn't
submarine
believe.
parts.
Well, it's 2,500 square feet. Okay. And it's a newer house. It was built in 87, basically. So it's newer. It's not like an older, house that has all these really cool places. But it still has places in it that I actually have not been in. And I don't live a sheltered life.
Such a weird. You have places in your house that you haven't been in.
Yes. There's some nooks and crannies that I just have not.
I'm gonna think about it. We haven't seen Grandma in a couple years. She's still in a room somewhere.
She's
Mark
stuck
forgot
in
about
the
her.
end of the upstairs bathroom closet that goes the whole length of the house. Oh, that's weird.
But where's Annabelle? Still in a rocking chair up in the room we forgot to go into.
Right. Cool.
Well, I mean, hey, more power to you, I guess. I mean, I guess it's always something to find. Go on a treasure hunt, maybe.
Yeah, well, I found some cool stuff that I could use. It's like, geez, I haven't seen this for years. How did it get here? And where is this?
I tell you what, you take all the people on a tour of your house. I'll run to the shed real quick, grab the telescope, put it in the
Yeah.
truck. That way you can act like it was stolen when the kid asked for it.
You can't.
Like, I just don't know what happened to it.
You
See?
can't hide that thing.
Plausible deniability.
Yeah,
No?
that's it doesn't have any kind of electronics on it. It's all manual.
I don't care.
Oh, because you're just gonna turn it around and sell it on Marketplace.
Craigslist. Oh.
Oh no, Facebook.
No, it'll sit in my shed next to the goddamn flying saucer.
That's in your garage, remember?
Oh yeah.
I know your house better than you.
Yeah, I can't. I use the shed. See, the garage is one of the places that I still have yet to find out in my own house.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, hey, but I am going to take it. You can't stop me now.
Well, next time you come up here, we'll negotiate.
We'll load it up in the back of the truck. That's what we'll do.
We'll negotiate.
There's no negotiation.
Maybe
I've been asking for this thing for 5 years.
You haven't asked for the telescope once.
Oh.
Maybe once.
Now I'm offended. You're lucky I didn't load your dome on the back of my truck and take off with it.
Well, that is actually down in Long Island now. It's some other place. That dome just didn't cut it. It doesn't support automation. It doesn't support remote controlling.
The one you were using?
Yeah. So I got rid of it.
What did you do with the one you were supposed to send down to Kentucky?
Oh, that one I sold to a guy in Upper New York State.
Yeah, because I didn't ask for that either.
Well, had you?
I don't know what this guy's doing.
Actually, that one would not have supported anything you wanted to do. It had a smaller slit. So this guy was, he was really hot to trot on it. And I put it on Marketplace, sold it within a couple of weeks. I put my dome on Marketplace, sold it within 4 days. I put the Kubota on Marketplace. I sold it within a week.
That's crazy because I put your truck on Marketplace. By the way, they're coming to pick it up tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got somebody renting that room you never go into.
Well, hey, if I'm never in there, who cares, right? Just make sure I
just sit there, just ignore the old lady, decalcifying in the corner in the rocking chair.
Doing a permanent knitting.
Yeah. How's everybody doing in chat? Everybody good? Why me and Mark just shoot the shit?
Yeah, we're doing good. They're all good.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah.
Murphys 55. Hello, the one man. Questions and answers. What are you posting? I've been meaning to ask you this. I've seen it probably for the last hour. Is it like some kind of religious thing, or what are we doing? What are you doing here?
It's question the answers.
Fifth divine beast moon.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Am I supposed to know what that means? I don't. I mean, is it like a? I don't know. I feel dumb. Am I supposed to know what that means? Fifth divine beast. I don't know.
Nah, everybody's just like Peter says, happy gazing at the moon.
Okay, that's good.
The moon has.
I tell you what, I did miss a lot of these people.
Yeah, these people
like Montana and Justin and Peter.
Yeah,
I don't see them all that often anymore.
I see some of them actually in my.
I'm kind of disappointed in a lot of you guys. You come here, see the moon. I was expecting at least one or two of you to have a telescope and be streaming by now. After all these years. Where is it? Peter, Justin, Ben. Mm-hmm. Where are you at, people? Supposed to pick up the mantle and run with it.
Why? You're not.
Well, why we take a break? You know, it's nice to have other streamers. I mean, we did. I guess we did have Chris came in and he like set up his setup in the last couple.
Yeah.
Couple moon channels out. What are we doing with Astro Imaging Live? Are we just kind of letting it go or what?
Oh, why are you saying that?
Well, I told Bill. I said this year. I said we're not even going to use it this year. Like I don't even have time to work on it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you can ask Mark if he wants to take up our mantle or part of it, but you know, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do anything with it.
Okay.
You know, so I don't know what he did. I don't know if he redid it or.
I do not know that answer either.
Plus, I would like to get like onto a web host that actually allows us to put live links. Because I did call them and ask them. Oh no, we don't allow live links because of our because of their bandwidth. Something.
Well, that was very informative. Thank you.
Yeah. See, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hello, TRB, and we're here with Mark D'Antonio, Sky Tour live stream, and of course of Sky Tour Radio on KGRA Sunday nights at some frickin' time. I don't know. They keep moving them around. 6 now.
Don't keep moving around. It's been 6 for a year now.
6 to 8, right? Your 2 hours?
Yeah.
KGRA Radio, KGRDB.com, is it?
Yeah, we're actually it's more like a TV show now because we have a radio show, but we're also live video with multimedia. So people look at us. They come in to watch it on KGRADB, and you know they can see us and they can interact with us actually easier. And I can show them what I'm talking about when I talk about images we took with the telescopes. I can actually show them those images and talk about those images, and they can see what they might have missed if they didn't see the stream.
Yeah, and it works out really good. I don't know who's producing that part of it, like the video part of it. Is it Amanda?
Amanda Curran is doing much of the behind the scenes.
Yeah, she really took up that, didn't she?
Yeah, and then I manage the multimedia for our radio show. She manages it for a lot of other shows. She's really good. Because you know what's weird? It's like not a whole lot of people have the knowledge of these systems like she does.
I don't. Amanda just passed me.
Well, in some ways she has, and same with me. You know, but like I said, you know, we each have our specialty, right?
Right.
I'm the nerdy astronomer. You're
you're such a nerd.
You're the nerd. And Amanda is the person who just, I don't know, she's a savant when it comes to this stuff. You know, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, you all know who the brains of the operation.
That's right.
Daryl Mason.
Daryl's a good man. I call him the astronomer's astronomer. He's been with Sky Tour live stream for a long time now, and we asked him to join Sky Tour Radio. I think last year, 2 years ago, to do commentary and stuff, and now he does a segment called Daryl's Deep Dive, and we actually do. Daryl takes off and goes down into one constellation.
He's very knowledgeable.
Yeah, he is, and then he shows everything in the constellation. You know, and the thing is, you know, we know these things, we know these stuff, okay, but Daryl has a way of delivering it that's just different. You know.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Yeah, it's better. You know, he's very easy to listen to.
Well, yeah, because okay, don't take offense to that. But you can go off on a tangent. Daryl's more compact.
Yes,
like he's right to the point, tells you the facts, and then you know. Mark, on the other hand, tell you everything you need to know and then some.
Well, sometimes I don't know when to quit.
What? You? No.
Sometimes I don't know when to stop. You know why? Because just like talking with tidal locking, I could have talked about why the Earth, the Moon are tidally
Want
locked.
to hear something funny? I actually got an email from somebody. Oh, I should have forwarded it to you. That emailed me after we were on a stream on here, 1P&K.
Okay.
And he said, I love it when you have Mark on because you're not afraid to interrupt him when he starts going. And I'm like, what?
That's funny.
And I was like thinking about it. And I'm like, do I do that? I'm like, I think I do that. Do I interrupt you a lot?
You're one of the few
What?
that can do it.
I'm just joking.
Exactly. You're one of the few. You're one of the few that actually does it, and it's actually good.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Over time, I've learned to be a better listener, and because and those of you that have listened and watched now Sky Tour Radio on KGRA DB Sunday night 6 to 8 p.m.
Oh, look at him, that plug in.
Yeah, well, come on, it's obvious.
Okay.
Have found that it went from being kind of like a show where I was doing all the talking to a show now where I am sharing the microphone with Daryl and Amanda and now Tara the Eulis, the artist we talked about. Tara now does Tara's Cosmos segment where she actually asks really cool, and I mean really cool, insightful questions. Now, Tara's not an astronomer. She just has questions about the sky. She asks questions that other people would think about. And, there are no stupid questions. There's no dumb questions, okay?
That's a lie. I've heard some pretty stupid questions.
Well, that's different, okay? I mean, not on Sky Tour Radio.
I'm just saying, let's be honest.
We've had no stupid questions. That's the first thing I tell people. There are no stupid questions. Don't think that you're asking something that no one else is thinking, because there are. And Amanda would ask questions, and let me tell you, there's other people who are thinking about the same thing she is.
Absolutely.
And they want to know the answer.
I get it. That's okay. Well, here's what I wanted to ask. Pine Bush.
I should actually be interrupting you more.
You should, oughta, actually.
Yeah.
Because everybody. No. Here's what I want to know. Pine Bush, you're doing a talk, correct?
Yes, at Bind Push, I am.
Okay. Is it different than years past, or are you doing the same one?
No, this is a very different. I do all different talks. I've got like 15 different.
That's all you had to say.
Talks.
Say, I'm doing a different one.
No,
no, I'm coaching you right now.
No, I don't need to be coached.
That's all you had to say.
No.
Okay, so here's the other question I had. Nope, we're off that subject. We're done.
Synopsis of the
We're done.
talk, so
Nope, we're
people
done.
know
Nope, we're done.
No, they're not. They want to know.
Tell
know what it's about.
Tell me your television show lineup coming up, so people know where to expect you to be.
Okay, I just finished season 2 of The Proof Is Out There on A&E.
Season 2, A&E, Proof Is Out There, and the next one.
Next one is going to be August 15th, the premiere of our Travel Channel 2-hour documentary. Hopefully it goes to series, and that's going to be the Hudson Valley UFO Mysteries.
Travel Channel. Hudson series.
It's. I'm thinking that the title's like Alien Invasion or something like that.
I don't get them clicking it.
I'll get the official thing, because I talked to the publicity folks. Called me yesterday and said, would I be willing to do television and radio appearances to kind of promote the show? And I said, yeah, of course.
Oh, can I come?
And now, yes, you can come.
Who's that guy? Put me on TV, boss?
Who's that guy doing that?
Who's the guy in the background doing jumping jacks?
That's just Keith doing the peace sign.
Don't worry about him.
Yeah, he's got a real weird smile on his face. Yeah, that's his gas.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Dapple Ben is here.
Yeah, I know. Ben's been hanging around without a telescope.
Yeah, so I got to do a few things, and I don't know yet what they're going to be. They're going to send them to me.
Okay, so that was 2. Is that the only 2 that we should expect coming up?
Well, there's always the resurgence of What on Earth and NASA's Unexplained Files. They actually called me to say, would I be willing to do more work for them? And I said yes.
I'd be on that.
None of that's up to me.
Well, make it up to you. You have contracts, don't you?
Yeah, well, not really.
Listen, in order for me to do your television show, I have one condition.
Okay.
I'm your condition, Mark. I just want to be in the background, like picking my nose or something. Is that too much to ask?
I think that's probably too much, because then...
Jeez, I'd tell you, your standards are too high.
You'll be a person and just have a giant fuzzy spot for where your head should be.
Right?
They're gonna like blank out your head.
Yeah,
Like,
so you just see his shoulders.
yeah, like on those police shows where you actually see
You have to listen. You have to let me give you something.
has their head fuzzed out.
You have to let me give you something like small that is in every TV show you're on. You have to put it somewhere like as an Easter egg. Like every show Mark is on, there's like I'm gonna get you like a little dinosaur or something. It just has to be like off to the side or blurry. That's not in focus, but it's in every TV show you do, no matter what. Can we do that at least?
Well, I am afraid to tell you that it's already been done.
Oh, yeah, but I didn't do it.
I did it.
I hate you.
I have Easter eggs in all my shots.
Yeah, but I want it to be a dinosaur with googly eyes.
A little bit too obvious.
No? Okay.
I did this one show one time, and the woman that was being interviewed by us, this wasn't for anything recent here, this was a while ago, she had envisioned herself as an upcoming star. Don't know why.
Envisioned?
Yeah, and she photographed the moon through the trees and thought it was a UFO. And then after it was 2 a.m. Well, no,
through my nose.
It was. I know it got someone got on me all the way out.
Yeah.
I think it. And then she had videotaped this quote unquote event at like 2 a.m. and only later admitted that she had been drinking heavily.
What?
Yeah, she'd been drinking heavily that night before she took the imagery, and it was very easy to decipher that she was actually looking at the moon. But in her setup when she was doing that, she put what she wanted to have as for her Easter eggs were DVDs that she had of herself. Okay, and she put them up in the shot, and the director came over and said, "I'm sorry, we're going to have to remove those. Those can't be in the shot. I'm sorry." And she was like, "Oh," and that was the end of her stardom. She's never been heard from again. Yeah, I mean,
Kind of sad.
well, anyone that's aspiring to do that, I have friends that are aspiring actors.
Yeah, but to tell you the truth, who hasn't ever gotten drunk and thought it was alien?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, I do that at least 3-4 times a month.
Well, that's just you.
Well, don't judge. It's a national pastime.
Yeah, it's yeah, that's right.
I just text Paul to see what time he wanted to kill the stream.
Okay. I got to tell you something too, by the way. Don't I always have to tell you something?
Yeah.
When it comes to about all this stuff about kneeling for the national anthem and all that, and I understand the reasons for it. But what I don't want to see is people kneeling for science. Okay, if you kneel in the face of science, then that really will be a sign of your ignorance. You
I have no
to,
idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. People kneel like the Kaepernick controversy.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about it?
Well, he kneeled for the national anthem, and people were all up in arms.
Right.
I mean, I understood his reasons, and the reasons. There's sound values.
What do you mean kneel for science?
Okay. If people kneel for the national anthem, it's because it was a protest,
right,
saying that not everyone's experience in America is the same.
Right.
Okay, and I get that.
Right.
Well, if someone kneels in the face of science to protest science, especially in the UFO world where you see it a lot, I get called. You can't imagine some of the names. Well, you could imagine some of the names I get called because when I explain something, and I don't say what it is, I say what I think it is.
Right.
I don't take people's dreams away. I don't. I just say, well, you know what? It could be that, or it could also be this.
Right.
Internally, I may think that it's definitely that thing that I think it is because I've seen it so many times, but I don't take their dream away. So if someone says, well, that's just bull crap, or that's just this, then they're kneeling in the face of science.
Gotcha. That was a weird way to get there. Okay.
I know. That's exactly what I'm talking about. What did Paul say?
It's like you could have stayed on the internet or on the interstate and you got off on a side road there and came back on. Well, I got you. I understand what you're saying. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you're not going to kill anybody's because you don't have proof of exactly what they saw, so you're not going to tell them didn't see.
No, because science can be arrogant, can it? And the thing is, I don't want science to be arrogant. I think that science deserves to be heard, but I don't think science always has all the answers.
Of course not. Science is ever evolving.
I had things happen during this Travel Channel show to me personally that I cannot explain. All right. And I don't know what precipitated these things. I don't know why it happened, but it was caught on camera and everybody noticed it, and I couldn't believe what was happening to me. It's like, come on, I'm a science guy. This stuff doesn't happen to me.
Eating your smoke.
And then it does.
Yeah, you keep it up, you're going to be the next one taking pictures of the moon thinking it's a UFO.
No, not me.
Well, I'm just saying. That's cool.
I did see an interesting case of probably 30 objects passing in front of the moon at the same time. 30 little tiny objects.
Wasn't Starlink at all.
It actually wasn't, because they weren't in a chain. They were actually moving relative to each other. And I thought it was really beautiful. And I thought, wow, that's the coolest thing. It turned out, in my view, I think they were migrating birds. Because the moon was low to the horizon, so there was a lot of air between the moon and the photographer. And the birds don't fly very high, sometimes. And you could actually see the wings oscillate. You could see the change in the aspect ratio of the little black dots as they cross the moon. So it looked to me like migrating birds, and I thought it was really cool looking, And I remember seeing on P&K Space Imaging, I've seen some really cool things across the face of the moon. You'd think for the size of the moon, it's half a degree. We should be able to see, for instance, all that space junk. If any of that space junk in our Earth orbit passes between us and that moon, we're going to see it. We have many
Space Brawl, the Bow Tie, the Enterprise. By the way, that's on a UFO playlist on the channel. Check it out, buddy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I'll tell you what we'll do, Mark. We're going to wrap up. We're going to go. We're going to try to go. Well, he wants to stream to 12, so I'm just going to let you. But I'll wrap it up with us so you can.
No worries.
And yeah, so thanks for joining me, buddy.
It's okay.
Fun times.
It's fun. I like talking to these folks out here. Y'all good people.
Hear that? He likes talking to you folks.
That's right.
Here.
Notice
project.
Say Keith.
Give me credit. Never puts me on TV.
Oh, I'm not.
Only just gives me his junk to take home.
I give him.
If that telescope is there when I get there, I'm putting it in my truck, and you can't stop me. We'll fight. And we'll put it on YouTube. No?
Actually.
Okay.
That'd be really funny. All right, man. Well,
I'm gonna make a cinematic movie about me stealing this thing out of your shed. I'm gonna call it The Heist.
I think that was done already.
Yeah? Well, it's gonna happen again.
Yeah.
Second time's a charm.
Depends which actor you can get to play you.
The only person I can get to play me is Brad Pitt's brother, Stu.
Right. Stu Pitt.
All right, Mark. Have a good night, my friend.
All right, man. Hey, good to see you guys, and you too, Keith.
Yes, and anybody check out Mark Sunday nights, 6 p.m. KGRA DB on YouTube, where they have live video, or you can listen on the KGRA.
Yeah, and look for Travel Channel's August 15th. We're going to have the premiere, 2-hour premiere of the Alien Invasion show. It's the mysteries of the Hudson Valley UFO sightings. Hudson Valley is replete with just amazing stuff. And by the way, Pine Bush is a focus of that show as well, because there's been many events at Pine Bush.
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun at Pine Bush.
Yeah, and you know what? That we should tell people too. There's a new Pine Bush Museum right on Main Street.
I hear it's fantastic.
It is. The old one was in a house that was condemned. Okay.
It was, because I remember stepping through there and the floorboards were falling through.
I know. Well,
I was going to die.
It moved to a real building.
Right. With a floor.
Yep. With a real floor.
Working plumbing.
Yeah. And they've done well by the exhibits that we created for them. We created a number of exhibits.
It's a lot of high-tech stuff in the new building too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. It's not just like this collection of mannequins just put in place and looking like they're posed. They're like, oh, it's not the $5 admission type place. I mean, it's really worth
Yeah, and then all the talks you got that weekend, and then the street fair you got going on, and of course we'll be live numerous times at Bill's house, and then we got people from the chat here coming up as well. And once again, if you are in New York or the surrounding Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Vermont, Connecticut,
New Hampshire.
So since it's Labor Day weekend, everybody's mostly got a 3-day weekend. If you want to, we'll all be out there.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you guys want to avoid us, feel free to do so.
Say hello to Brandy. Brandy's here. Hey, Brandy.
Brandy, I hope you are doing well.
Yep.
Heard that she is. And
yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop on the music once again until Paul wants to wrap up. But yeah, Mark, appreciate it as always, and let me know when we Sky Tour West. I can come over there and embarrass you for.
Well, no, sure. What's the deal with the notifications? Do you know? Because
I have no idea. It's YouTube.
Notification.
I'm going to go the Bill route and be able to stream on 5 platforms at once here soon.
Yeah, I want to do the same thing.
Yeah, you know? I think we need to.
I mean, I can use the StreamYard system for KGRA DB, but I'd rather be able to go. I'd rather be able to go online and do this, myself, all these different places. And I don't know quite how to do that yet.
Well, I'll tell you what. When we're up at Pine Bush, we'll study Bill's layout, and then we'll go from there.
Hey, you know what? Let's steal it.
I tell you what. You go down there. I'll stay in Connecticut. I'll steal the shit out of your telescope while you're stealing Bill's stuff.
Oh,
Sound good?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
All right, Mark.
At least when you come here, you can at least come into the shop. It's not like there's anything that's going on there.
Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to come to your shop. Me and my lovely wife are going to come up there. She's going to distract you, and then I'm going to take my moon that you owe me.
There, Kimasabi.
I'm going to take that moon you owe me.
No, slow down, Kimasabi.
Why?
You said you and your lovely wife?
Yes, my lovely wife. All you need to know.
No, that's not what I need to know. Why did I not receive an invitation to this wedding?
Because you're not allowed.
Really?
Yeah, because I know if you stood up to say something, we'd be there 3 hours waiting for you to finish.
That means you're not married. Okay.
No,
fine.
we're not officially married. Okay.
She's your friend. Okay, yes. I got you.
But
okay. See, that makes sense.
It's inevitable, so it's gonna.
Well, then I get a effing invitation.
Don't be jealous.
I'm not gonna be jealous.
Yeah, you are. I can tell.
Go ahead. I'm not.
Tell all the people that you called me pretty once. Go ahead.
No? Pretty ugly.
All right, go to bed.
Yeah. See, now you're drumming me out of here because All right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, everybody, you have a good night. It was great to see you guys out here. And Keith, thanks for the invitation. As always, it's a lot of fun spending time with you here.
I appreciate you, Mark, and you're doing a great job, and I can't wait to join you on Sky Tour West.
I cannot wait to have you.
All right, buddy. I will see you, if not beforehand, at Pine Bush.
All right, man. I will see you soon.
Yep. Have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know who that was. Mr. D'Antonio. Have fun, as always. So yeah, let's crank this music, and you guys can enjoy the moon until Paul wants me to wrap it up. Have fun. I'll be in and out of the chat. Try it anyway. By the way, if anybody wants shout outs, now is the time to get active in the chat before we knock off for the probably going to be 10 minutes. Just give an FYI, so don't forget anybody hanging out. right, guys. Time to wrap it up. Have a good night. To Roni and Lee and Anna and Rick and Fantasy and Arthur and Simon. Keep going up. C&D Boy. And I think I already said Arthur. Roni. First. Angus there. Of course, thanks, Mark, for coming on and hanging out for an hour. See you next. Not sure exactly what it is. Hopefully, it'll be soon. See how the schedules line up to do it. Hello to FD. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for us for tonight. Everybody take care, be safe, be kind. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.